How you break a fast depends on who you are, and it depends on your goals. See, people ask me all the time what the proper foods to break a fast with are. The thing is I can't always give them an answer, so it's usually kind of ambiguous because, to be completely honest, it all depends on what you are fasting for. So in this video, I'm going to give you the breakdown of what to eat when you break your fast based on 3 of the most common reasons people fast. But first, a quick breakdown on why intermittent fasting is so successful for people in many different ways. For one, it increases your human growth hormone secretion. What that means is you're going to have a lot more muscle retention, you're going to have a lot more fat burning, okay? Then it's going to increase your insulin sensitivity and decrease your overall levels of insulin in the body. Therefore, it's making it so that when you do eat, your body's going to glom on to what you eat a lot better. It's going to make you a lot more sensitive to the nutrients. Okay, then we have the benefits of an increase in luteinizing hormone. That is the direct precursor to testosterone. So indirectly, fasting can increase your testosterone production, and it's quite dramatic. 67% increase in luteinizing hormone. Then, of course, we have better utilization of fats, improved fatty acid oxidation. That simply means the fats that are mobilized in the bloodstream get utilized by the cell much easier, therefore meaning that you burn more fat. Then, of course, there's a reduction in inflammation. This is a big one. It doesn't matter if you're doing it for health reasons, muscle building, fat loss, cognitive, whatever. Reduced inflammation is going to help you. It's going to help you feel better. It's going to help you recover more. So let's talk about the 3 reasons that people generally fast. And full disclaimer, there's a lot more than this. These are just the 3 common ones that I hear. People usually fast for general health reasons, just to live longer, for anti-aging. Then people also fast for fat loss reasons. And then people tend to fast for muscle building reasons. Now, like I said, there's other ones like cognitive function, stuff like that, but these are by far the 3 most popular. So let's start with what you should break your fast with if you are in it for longevity and health reasons. So if you're fasting for health reasons, what you're going to want to break your fast with is going to be bone broth. Okay? There's a couple of reasons why bone broth is so critical. And don't get me wrong, bone broth isn't only good for fasting for health reasons. Bone broth is great if you're fasting for fat loss reasons and muscle building reasons too. But I'm going to emphasize the general health component here. The reason that it is simply because it's so high in collagen, and collagen ultimately creates gelatin, and gelatin protects our gut lining. Why is this so important, particularly after we fast? Because during a fasting period, we actually break down the mucosal layer of our gut a little bit. That's not necessarily a bad thing. It's the natural evolution, sort of the natural cycle of our gut recycling and changing out the mucosal layer. But we are in the prime position to get quality nutrients and quality collagen in there at that point in time where it's going to absorb a lot better and be utilized better. So you probably recognize collagen as something that's associated with cartilage or protecting the bones. But a lot of people don't realize that it has such a critical role in our gut health too. Well, what's this going to do for you? It's going to make it so it's easier to absorb your nutrients later on down the line. So when you break your fast with bone broth, that means the next meal that you eat that maybe has a lot of greens in it or has a lot of nutrients, you're going to absorb more of the minerals and more of the vitamins from that. So let's break down bone broth a little bit more. Bone broth is super high in glycine. And one of the reasons we want glycine when we break a fast is because what glycine can do for RNA and DNA synthesis. It sounds kind of weird, right? Why do we want to care about our DNA? Well, because when you've been fasting for an extended period of time, your body is breaking down and rebuilding. Even your immune system sort of resets. And we need a healthy blueprint like the DNA and the RNA in order for our bodies to actually build the cells and structure the way that they should. So glycine is a huge component of that. Then bone broth contains a ton of glutamine, okay? And glutamine is an amino acid that protects the immune system and protects the gut. The way that glutamine does this is it decreases the rate of something known as epithelial cell apoptosis. A mouthful, I know, but the epithelial cells are the cells that line the gut. Okay, and if those cells die, we have a hard time absorbing nutrients. So glutamine is going to help replenish that, again, making it so we absorb more of what we actually need. But let's talk about Kettle and Fire for a second because they contain something that's extremely interesting. Normally, I would suggest adding apple cider vinegar to breaking your fast, but Kettle and Fire already adds that. Well, it's that coupled with the fact that I've known Justin, who's one of the co-owners for a long time, that I featured them in this video. Okay, if you add apple cider vinegar to your bone broth or you use Kettle and Fire that already has it, you're increasing the rate of mineral uptake as well. And when you've been fasting for a while, you're depleted in minerals. Okay, you've been drinking water, but you're not taking in the magnesium, you're not taking in the calcium, the phosphorus, things like that. So when you do break your fast, it's important that you are set up in such a way that you'll be able to absorb that. And that means having some apple cider vinegar in the mix. So that's why I'm a huge fan of Kettle and Fire. And I'm going to put a link to them in the description so you can check them out if you wish. And I also asked Justin over at Kettle and Fire to hook it up with a coupon code because I knew that you guys were going to ask on where you could get this stuff. So go ahead and if you head on over to Kettle and Fire, just use the coupon code Thomas20. That's the number 20, Thomas20, and it's down in the description below too, so you can actually get hooked up and use this stuff. The next one is going to be fasting for fat loss reasons, which is a popular one by no surprise because intermittent fasting is extremely successful at helping people lose a lot of fat. But what do you want to break your fast with? Well, you want to break your fast with MCT oil. The reason that you want to break your fast with MCT oil is because the capric, caprylic, and caproic acid that are in MCT oil bypass the liver altogether. Okay, they go straight from consumption into the stomach, they pass through the portal vein and directly into the bloodstream, meaning they are utilized really fast. But why is this beneficial for fat loss? Because it primes the pump. You see, the first thing that you break your fast with is going to sort of dictate to your body what nutrient you should be utilizing for fuel. So you go an extended period of time, then you break your fast with MCTs, you have this quick infusion of fats that's going to convince your body to start utilizing fats as a source of fuel. Not to mention that MCTs have a myriad of other benefits as well. They're going to help you feel a little bit more focused and help you get your brain back if maybe you were floundering a little bit at the end of your fast. So a lot of benefits there, especially when it comes to fat loss. The next reason that people fast is for muscle building reasons. Now, more often than not, I hear people concerned about fasting because they feel like they're going to lose muscle, but realistically, no, you can actually gain muscle. And it's all about how you time your carbs. See, you want to have high glycemic index carbs. That means carbs that are really going to spike your blood sugar really fast. It doesn't mean processed sugar. No, don't go with that stuff. You want to go with the good quality stuff. I'm talking maybe even something like a rice cake that's going to spike your insulin really fast. The reason we want to do this is it's going to shut down the catabolic aspect. It's going to shut down any muscle wasting that was occurring, and it's going to open up the cell to become more receptive to protein. So when you spike your insulin, the cell opens up and protein can get in. This way, you can capitalize on the fact that the cell is more receptive and you can get more of the nutrients in. Then after that, it's up to you with what you want to eat. But this is a quick way to break that habit of fasting and get your body right into muscle building mode and really have a 2 to 3x advantage of consuming carbs and protein at that point than you would when you were not fasting. So there you have it. There's 3 simple ways to make sure that you can break your fast efficiently and effectively depending on what your ultimate goal is. And remember, at the end of the day, you can implement bone broth whenever, but if you're doing it just for general health, that's the main emphasis there. So bone broth can work with fat loss, it can work with muscle building, and it can work with the health side of things. So as always, keep it locked in here on my channel. If you have any ideas for future videos, make sure you comment below, especially in the world of fasting and ketosis, so we can bring the best content to you. I'll see you in the next video.